Where have you guys been? Anyway, welcome back. We are working in a new episode, and it's a new year, 2022,
Yes.
which is going to be hard to get used to saying. But we have new gear we're trying out. This is, we've switched our camera to a Canon R5 with a new RF 5.2 millimeter Dual Fisheye L lens, something like that. Let me tell you something. We started with this camera.
Which is adorable.
This is an Insta360 EVO. Okay, it's very tiny, as you can see. It was pretty good, but the dynamic range, I don't think you can call it dynamic, you know, or much of a range. So when we talk dynamic range in terms of cameras, it has to do with, you know, how much variation it can handle between dark and light. And so it didn't have a good range. So some of these lights would be totally blown out, which means you get no detail in the bright areas. Some of the dark areas were really noisy.
And
So-
some of them still are.
And still, yeah, I mean, even this camera can has some issues with that. Let me show you another camera now. You stay there. I gotta be right back.
So the other thing that's new, I don't know if you remember, but we used to have just a canvas drop cloth over our curio because the mirrored back messes up all the base stations when we do our motion capture. And now we got this nice faux brick blanket. Well, it's a photo backdrop. So it looks nicer than the canvas.
And it still fools us sometimes when we look at it. I think they should make one that looks sort of like a fireplace. You know, I think that would be kind of fun.
That would be fun.
All right, then we switch to this. This is the KanDao Obsidian R. I think that's what it was. It's an 8K camera. We bought it used. Got a great deal on this camera, actually. And it
It's a
was
nice
fine.
camera.
It's a really nice camera. It shoots 8K 360. But a couple of things. Dynamic range also not as good as the R5, but also not always reliable. Sometimes we'd record a big thing and figure out that one of the lenses wasn't recording properly. Also, it required an SD card per lens. So what are we talking about? Six SD cards, mini SD cards. Hard to put in, take out, and then take all the video out of them and all that stuff.
And also, since we only want a 180, it added an extra processing
Extra step of, you know, resizing the video so that it would only be 180 3D instead of 360. Still, very nice camera, very portable. Also hard to monitor the video. You have to do it with the app, and that there was a big delay and all this stuff. So I'll put this back there and be right back.
But we still like both of those cameras for different uses. Like the little one is a great one to bring to family events because it's small, it's portable, and you can set it anywhere and people don't complain.
Now, the thing with the R5, and I'm sorry I'm going to get close because I got to check to see. The R5, as of this writing, 2022, still overheats in certain modes. And so far, they have not done the software to do this in one of the modes that doesn't overheat. So let's see how long we can go. But it's good to be back and
It is good to be
being recording these episodes. Hopefully you're still there. But anyway, what we're going to do today, let's see. I think we're going to try to do a little motion capture. We're still trying to figure out how we're going to make our movies. We had a breakthrough last year, towards the end of the year, because we tried a system with the Vive Trackers. Oh shucks, I gotta tell you about.
The
You
base
should
stations.
tell them about the.
So the base stations are now mounted. The last time you were here, I think they were still on the stands. And so they are mounted. They are not rectangular. It's sort of a trapezoid shape because that's just the way our room works.
The room is, yeah.
But we were getting really inconsistent results with the Vives, and it was driving us crazy.
So we take a few steps, and then this thing would like collapse, like the
arm
mannequin
would fly off.
that was you know, attached to the trackers would collapse, or one of them would fly out. Right?
Yeah, it was really frustrating. And then we were reading about, you know, how accurate they were, and
yeah, how precise, how they measure
and we're like,
lights and stuff like that. And
this isn't
we're
working
like,
for us.
That doesn't seem very precise at all.
So then Jose's walking one
So I'm
time.
like, I'm frustrated. I'm just walking towards it to see if we move it. And all of a sudden I realized every step I took, this thing shook like this. So, the poor thing was trying as much as it could to precisely measure us while
like
doing this every time we took a step.
Because it's an old building and there's old wood floors under
All
these
wood
mats.
floors,
And
moves.
everything
I don't
bounces.
know if you can tell, but even this screen here moves a lot.
And you're moving some too.
Yeah, the
camera
camera
stand does.
moves a lot. We're gonna have to try to figure out where to hang it and stuff so that doesn't happen. But anyway, once we figured out that every step we were taking, this whole thing was vibrating like crazy.
We stuck them on the walls, and suddenly
Stuck
we're
'em on
getting
the wall.
really clean data.
We got good data. Hey.
And we figured out, like, you know, of course, the mirror here needs to be covered, and that window needs to be covered, but the window that's behind you doesn't need to be covered because we actually have created a giant softbox with a piece of white muslin, and so there isn't any reflection off of that. So
My goodness. But anyway, thanks to that discovery, and thanks to the fact that Manus software, Manus Polygon, and they have a free version now actually, so if you want to try it out, go ahead. This has been great. We did a little video of us working together, and it was great. So now, here's the thing. Every time we try to do something,
a different problem every time.
there is a different problem every single time. What we're trying to do is get to the point where we can actually put the thing on and perform and do, you know, our silly.
Focus on the performance
Well,
instead of
we wanna be
focusing on
cartoons.
trying to get the technology to work.
But
We're getting closer.
But yeah, every time there's something new. There's also the idea of time code that, you know, maybe we won't even have time to do that today. But anyway, we're gonna put this suits on and show you, and hopefully reproduce what we did before and show you how well this works now. Cross your fingers. All right, so we'll be over here. But I'll probably bring mine, you know, maybe not the chair. Well, I don't know. Should we just move this so we can, we'll
I'm
just,
still in view. You get out of view.
I'm kind of out of view. You probably there, the angle. So I'll bring my stuff over and show you. All right. Let me start with the hands. I'm not going to put these on first because then it'll be hard to put the rest of the stuff together. But these are Manus gloves, okay? Now, if you want to try the Manus software, you don't actually need to buy their gloves, although if you want a finger capture solution, these are excellent gloves to buy. But just to try their software, you don't need that. What you do need are these trackers. These are Vive Trackers. Now, these are the 2.0 trackers. They are actually newer trackers. 3.0. We tried one, but a couple of things. From the specs, it doesn't seem like it's as good as the 2.0 in terms of range and resolution and stuff. The only advantages of the 3.0 that we could find is that they're smaller and they're lighter. And I think maybe
It's
the
not
battery.
a bad thing, but
Yeah.
it's
And I think the battery also lasts longer. Now, if you want to go top of the line, Manus, which I think now they're called Meta something or other. Sorry, they are. They're making their own trackers. Okay, so they're a little bit pricey, but from what I understand, not only are they lighter, not only do they have a rechargeable battery that lasts longer, but it's a swappable battery, and they've also have increased accuracy with them. So we haven't tried them yet, but just so that you know. Anyway, these are the trackers. It takes 8. Actually, they can do it with 6. Although, just to be safe, we went with 8 trackers. 2 on the feet, 1 on the waist, 2 on the arms, and then 2 on the hands, and 1 on the head. Okay, so I'm gonna come and I keep talking instead of putting them on. Now, one of the things is, I'll show you in a second when I unplug all this stuff. Probably not the best shot right here. Me unplugging all this stuff. Now, Laurel should be almost done.
I have 2 things on.
Ah! Now, if you go over here, let me move this back because it shouldn't be trying to jump off the edge here. So as you can see, I don't know if you can see down here. I think you can. These are the receivers for these trackers. Now, when there's a pairing procedure that we've gone through, and they turn green when they're on and connected successfully. So I'm going to bring all mine over here, even though I have a chair there. We'll see if I can balance and put the ones on my feet.
And I don't know if, I'm sure you can't read the labels, but we've got each of the sensors labeled so that we know which trackers they go to. Because what you don't want to do is end up repairing them every time. You want the trackers, or yeah, the sensors to all have power all the time, so that as you turn the trackers on, it will find the last one it was paired to.
Yeah.
And then you don't have to redo the whole painful process every time.
That took us a little while. Just to give you some tips, pair one at a time. And also if you're doing multiple characters, which you can do in Polygon with, if you buy the Pro version, you can have multiple actors. Do one actor at a time. And then we have recorded here the IDs of each of the trackers and where they should go. You know, like left arm.
And then we have labels on the trackers, likewise.
Right, left hand, right arm, stuff like that. So that's how we keep track of them. Because a few times the software will get it wrong, will assign the wrong tracker to the wrong part, or it will choose, for example, a headset, thinking that you have the headset on. So let's start with this one here.
Start with helping my arm.
Huh? Ah, yes. Is it on the right pose?
Not quite.
So for this one, we like to do what we call a Superman pose and put it like halfway in between. And you can see that this is, you know, it's kind of a big tracker. Not the most comfortable thing, but the fact that they only need 8 is, oops.
Good, aggressive. The other thing, of course, is if you have, you know, lots of muscles like me, you need to really crank on these things to, yeah.
Alright, how's that?
Yeah, there you go.
Alright. Okay, arm right. Yeah, you know, also wearing something like this here
It's not the best.
Not the best. This is actually the
Probably not
mistake.
gonna
Probably not going to work. All right, well, you know, you're getting this raw, like unedited, so you can see what we go through. But you know, when I got up this morning, I thought, hey, this is a cool sweatshirt to wear today.
And the other thing you thought is, oh, it's Michigan and it's cold.
It's Michigan and it's cold. And I wasn't thinking about the fact that I was going to put these trackers on. Is it not in the right place? The other thing you want to do is make sure that since we always assign this to the arm on the right, that it in fact says right, because a lot of times we get the left and the right mixed up, and then we try to calibrate. Oops.
Yeah. Like for instance, I put the foot on the arm and that.
Yeah, and then, you know, I hate to say it, but we blame the software a lot, and we're like, why is this thing not working?
And then
And it turns out that we put it in the wrong
user error.
thing.
Alright,
Yeah. 1 second. That?
Yep.
So these things stop our circulation, so after half hour
That's not true.
we pass out. But we have left instructions with our son to look at that. This thing keeps recording, which is good. Now, I think the limit is like half hour. Surprisingly, we've already recorded for like 16 minutes. So that's amazing that we can talk for that long. You would think we have nothing to say. No, well, actually, it's been a while, so we probably have a lot to say. We're still dealing with a pandemic at the time of this recording. There's a new strain, Omicron, going around. Some data says that it might not be as bad as some of the other strains, but it's more contagious. And we don't know because things are not very good right now in Michigan. So, first of all, did I put it on right?
Yes.
All right. Let me adjust it here, tighten it up. Anyway, I'm going to get a little close to you so you can kind of see what this looks like. Get a, you know, one of the advantages of 3D and VR is that you get a sense of scale that you don't normally get with 2D videos. So if you have your VR headset, you can actually see what these look like. Here's the size of my hand, for example, and here's the tracker. Okay. So I got 2 on my arms. I'm going to put 1 on my head. Probably usually leave this for last, but let's try it. And I think we're going to try to do this without our helmets. Which, by the way, you know, I gotta show you these helmets that Laurel made herself. And they're really cool, but maybe we'll save that for another time because I don't know that we're gonna use them today.
Right.
That's
The other ones
pressing our luck.
that we used to use, I mean, they were great,
Foot left.
but
All right,
they
foot left.
they got heavy, and so after a little while, you'd get a headache from the pressure of the
Yeah,
the
that was the
helmet
main
and
problem, the weight.
weight.
You at first don't think that, you know,
It
a
doesn't feel
pound
much,
or
yeah.
so, well, I don't know. Was it more than a pound that you cut off?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I ended up getting off like 1.5 pounds, and you wouldn't think that would be that much, but it actually
Wow,
makes a
but
huge
that
difference.
is a huge difference. All right. Yeah, well, thankfully, this is a 180 3D video, so you can look down and see me because right now I'm trying to
Get his feet on,
get this on. And hopefully I got the right one on the...
and then you normally tuck your pants into your socks so they don't.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I didn't do that. It's not the best fashion statement, but I don't want my jeans to block the signal.
Right.
And so I don't know, what kind of pants are these now? Is this a certain style?
That is officially not any style.
This is embarrassing to the kids style.
Yes.
Yes.
Which is what we specialize in.
You know, we specialize in embarrassing them. So that's what we're doing right now. They don't know about our, well, they do know about our YouTube channel, but they don't acknowledge it.
Yeah.
I don't know that they even know how to find it. Although they're on YouTube quite a bit.
They're on YouTube quite a bit, and they absolutely never look for our stuff.
No, for some reason, they don't watch our stuff, our kids. Well, we'll see.
They don't watch our
We'll
stuff.
prove them
They
wrong.
don't tell their friends.
Well, we'll say, you know, you'll be cool someday. All right, how about this? This is probably on the wrong side. Wow. Okay.
That's
Look at this, huh? Isn't this cool? Now look at this. Let's see. Always hard for me to put these on.
yeah. I
It's
don't.
one-
Did they end up getting more sizes, or are they still?
I
the
don't
same size?
know. I mean, what did we end up? One size fits all type thing, right?
I think so. So it's a little big on me. Like I don't have fingertips, but it's really easy to get on and off. Jose, he has his fingertips, which is useful if you need to push any buttons on cameras or keyboards. But it's a lot harder for him to get his on and off. So if they come up with different sizes, I'm not sure which way we would go because there's pluses and minuses to both.
Now, one thing is, I know we forgot to turn on the base stations.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So we're gonna have to find our software because we have those. They tell you not to leave those base stations on longer than you need to. So we have them on some software that we can turn off and on the outlet that they're hooked up to.
So I actually got 3 calls from school.
Oh, okay.
I'll be back.
Aha. 3 calls from school. That's never a good thing. We're recording this before I start my daily work and after the kids have gone to school. Otherwise, it's never quiet around here. So, but often there's a phone call from school about kids forgetting something or needing something, or some effort to get out of school. That always happens. I don't know if you have kids, but our little ones, you know, they prefer to be home rather than at school. Okay, but I do have to find a way to turn on those base stations, so I'll be right back. And right now you're like, wait, they just left the video. Okay, well, let me see if it's still recording, which is pretty good. Yeah, we're at 23 minutes. So far, so good. Let me see here. It's a little bit difficult to do this with the gloves on. But here we go. Aha. Turn that on, turn that on. Okay, so base stations are on. We use the software called Kasa, I think, K-A-S-A. And those are pretty handy. So, anyway, let's move on. That's okay, I do hear Laurel in the other room laughing, so hopefully nothing bad happens. Wireless keyboard, I'm gonna try to see if everything is working well there. You know, I'm gonna need my glasses. Often forget that, and sadly I have this on. It makes it hard to put on. There you go. Perfect. Okay, so how's everybody doing? We're doing all right. Normally by the time we do this, we're so tired that we don't even have time to do any motion capture because there are a lot of steps involved. First of all, let's check with the software and make sure that everything is on. So I don't believe Laurel has turned on her trackers. But I do see the 4 base stations, which is a good sign, and I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So those are my 8, and as you can see, the light is green, so that's a good sign. So let's now run the Manus dashboard. Oh, I will tell you one thing that I have not done, which is I have not why is this not working here? I have not turned on my gloves. So I've turned on the trackers on the gloves, but the gloves themselves have a switch here. And let's see if that works. And maybe Laurel has turned on hers, because surprisingly it says that there are some gloves on there. Okay, so my right one is working. My left one, yeah, okay. They're both working. And Laurel must have turned hers on as well. So there's a calibration, or I don't even know if this is officially a calibration, but they tell you to do this figure 8 for it to get reacquainted with your hands. And then at the end, just hold it still for a little bit. Okay, so it's sort of like this, and then spread the fingers like that. Okay, looks like it's doing pretty well. Now let's go over to, so what I ran here is Manus Dashboard. I haven't downloaded the free version because we actually got our software when we bought this. And at the time, when we bought the gloves, the only way to get Polygon was by purchasing Manus gloves. I believe, maybe you had to buy it anyway. And so we bought the software, so we haven't tried the free version of it. Oh, I'm getting a warning that the camera is overheating. So we might lose you. I'm sorry, this is our first episode back. We had some technical difficulties. We had school. Camera's overheating at 27 minutes.
That's about what we expected.
It's sort of what we expected on this mode. I have never seen it overheat, actually. I've never recorded this long. But hopefully, by the time we do another one, because soon we're going to have to figure out how to do the ProRes RAW recording on the Canon R5 to get the 180 3D working. But, well, thanks for tuning in. If we cut out, I'm really sorry.
We're not really hanging up on you.
Thank you for coming back. And we're hoping to do this every week. Have a new episode. That's our New Year's resolution. That we have an episode. And, maybe even 2 at some points in a week. So we'll try to do like...
We're working on one first.
Yeah, we'll try to do one. And then maybe a short of our animations that we're doing to go along with it, okay? So hang in there. If we cut out, that's because the camera overheated. But I'm going to switch here. I don't think your trackers are on, or if they're on,
Did they turn off?
they probably turned off.
Some of them did, yeah.
Right, they weren't being recognized because you were on the other, away from the base station. So you just have to go around. I don't know how one person can do this. I mean, she would have to take off some of these trackers maybe.
Or just
and
push the button and hope for the best.
Yeah, and see. But hopefully, yep, okay, we have all the trackers on. The 2 things that are off, I don't know if you can see, well, 3 now, are the headset and the
2
controllers that you don't really need. Okay, I don't know why it started
It just popped up.
doing that. Let's go to Polygon here real quick. Are we still recording? Yeah, it says overheating, but it's still recording. It's 29 minutes and 52 seconds. I think that's about to turn off. Hey, we're back, recording again, just to see, just to show you. So after we went through the calibration, here we are. It's, as you can tell, I don't know if you can tell. All right, we're gonna shake hands again. So show you in the video, this is us shaking hands, and this is what it looks like on the software. It is pretty darn accurate. High five. Okay. Even giving each other a hug. All right. So you can tell that what we're doing, it's really, I mean, it's mimicking, and it's mimicking the real world. It's not like an inertial based system where if we took steps towards each other, we may be in totally different places. So if we touch feet here, for example, okay, our characters are touching feet. See, if I come around her, same thing. And we have 2 actors, 16 trackers, 4 base stations. It's a really, you know, we're very happy with it because it's an economical system. These base stations were maybe $199 each or something like that. So $200. The trackers are $99. If you're only going to do 1 character, what, about $800?
And honestly, with only 1 character, you probably only need 2 base stations.
You might get away with 2 base stations, 3 just to be safe. And then if you can download the software for free, which now it seems like you can, that's an awesome deal. So, and but we're pretty happy right now. I'm very happy because last time we tried this, it was having issues, and I think it's because we had the windows open, and the windows were doing reflections with these lights. You have to eliminate as many reflections as you can.
Right.
It seems like those frames are not causing trouble.
Which is interesting because they seem very reflective, but
It seems like the TV screens or you know,
Not
computer
causing
screens are not causing trouble.
a lot of them are matte, but not all of them.
But we had a Curio here with a
Mirror
mirror
back.
back, and that was causing a lot of trouble, so
Yeah.
we covered it with a brick wall.
Very soft.
But other than that, I don't know what else I can show you. I mean, some people were saying run, you know, we don't have a lot of room here to run and see, you know, but it can keep up pretty well. You know, I got fingers, I can cross my fingers here. That's pretty fun. I can touch my head, my hips. Oh, mine did a weird thing there. I think some,
Oh yeah, your shoulders twitching.
yeah.
Your toes.
Okay, so we gotta figure that out because it's somewhere around here. Maybe that tracker or that base station is getting covered or occluded there. But what else? Yeah, I can do that. I can, you know, I think we can tweak it so that I can do better with the knees. So I don't know if you can tell, but I'm here at the top of my knees and it thinks it's somewhere around here. My toes, floor. Yeah, there might be some tweaking, and there is some measurements that you can do in the software to tweak your body. But
Their new calibration system goes through a lot more detail in the upper body, which is why that tends to be more accurate. And then with the lower body, I mean, you have the waist and then the feet, so there's nothing on the legs.
nothing there.
And so
But
that's
I was
accurate.
told by support that if we tweak the body measurements,
that we should be able to
that
do
we
that.
should be able to do that. Yeah, mine is doing a weird thing on this shoulder. And that's unfortunate because we weren't having that issue before. So all those things that we said, well, it doesn't seem like that's affecting it. Maybe it is.
But it wasn't doing it yesterday when we had very similar conditions, so I
Right.
don't know.
I don't know. You know, this is the frustrating part about any of this software. It's not even the software. It's like so much hardware issues and reflections affected and all that stuff. So
Like, for instance, today, that's mostly behaving, whereas yesterday, it
Yeah.
was doing a lot more flickering and random stuff.
yeah, the screens were having some type of refresh
This
issue.
screen is at least showing correctly, whereas yesterday sometimes it was shifting, so that the right side of the screen was showing up on the left.
Mine is behaving a little bit better now.
Yeah, so is it that area? Because
Yours is fine,
it
probably.
might have had something to do with your calibration or something. I don't know.
Well, yeah, and it's just one of those trackers. So I don't know if it's getting occluded with the clothes or if it's too
Oh, that's
low.
possible.
That's another problem.
We don't
So-
normally wear the bulky sweatshirts when we do this, but
It's very twitchy.
it's
mine.
cold.
I don't know why. Yours seems pretty steady, pretty
Yeah.
solid.
It seems pretty solid.
We have a recording limit of half hour, we found out, and the camera was overheating. Started it over again and seems fine. What else can we do?
Sit on the chair.
Yeah, let's show sitting.
I'd sit on the floor, but my chances of getting back up are 50-50.
Yeah, let's see, what would happen if I sort of, yeah, look at that. That's pretty sweet,
Mm-hmm.
you know? That's pretty sweet. Do my head. I'm just, I'm blown away that 8 trackers is all it takes. You know, if we do, we have perception neuron there. How many trackers is that? So,
A bunch.
3, 6 per, so 24
So
minus
18.
1, yeah. It's like 18.
Plus the
19.
hands.
Okay, plus the hands. Okay, compared to 8, right? And you can do the full body. Now, how about the face? I was asked, what about the face? Well, that we do separately, and this software doesn't handle faces. But we can stream this data into Unreal Engine, and we use Live Face. I always forget the full name of it. But it's a software by Epic also that captures faces using the iPhone and ARkit, which is, it's amazing that Apple sort of changed this game by introducing face recognition on the phone. And
Yeah.
because of the way that they had to do it, detecting the bones of the face, people were able to use that SDK to create apps to do facial capture, and it's really changed the game as
Yeah.
far as face
It does a good
capture.
job.
So we do that combined with, this with Manus on Unreal Engine, and then we have a full body. We have fingers, we have face, we have body, the whole thing. So anyway, I don't know. Whoops.
Next time I'll show you, maybe next time, we'll show you how to we set up the time code though, because to get everything lined up with the video and the
Yeah.
audio and all the different screens and stuff.
Talking about that, let me
Holy cow.
record here because I'm not recording the screen. Okay, I'm gonna do these things again so that people see, because I wasn't recording that screen and now I'm recording that screen. And so if we put a picture-in-picture together, then people can see how things work. So if I do a handshake, for example, okay, so this is the hand. Now, does it look like my hand is on the other side, or let's see.
Yeah, they overlap a little bit, but
They
it's
overlap a
pretty
little
close.
bit, but it's really, really close. Okay, let's do one of these things.
Fist bump.
Fist bump. Look at that. All right, so that's colliding. That's pretty darn good. High five. Okay, so here's, it's going through a little bit, the hand,
But it's pretty close.
but it's also very close. Touching feet, for example. Okay, look at that. That's amazing to me. I'm gonna do the hug one more time. I like hugging my wife. So here we go. And even the pat on the shoulder, right? Like,
Mhm.
that worked. Touching my head, okay, so you can see what that looks like.
Right, if you want to play the kids game, head and shoulders, but then the knees and toes start to go.
Oh, yours did really well there, yeah. Do your knees again.
Right, my knees.
Oh yeah, that's pretty
and my
good.
toes.
And your toes, yeah, that is very good.
So we might just need to adjust the measurements on his.
Yeah,
This is
yeah, mine are not quite there. This is the where my knees are, my toes. Okay, but I was showing, for example, doing this. I mean, it looks pretty darn realistic, boxing, playing hoops. Okay, what else? I can't do a kick. I'm sorry, guys. I used to do judo, not karate, so no kicks.
Also, that was a few years ago.
Also, yes. There's been a long time since I've done it.
Like before he met me.
So here we go. What else can we do? We are both in the same space, and we're not getting in each other's way, really. 4 trackers are enough to track us both.
4 base stations.
4 base stations, 8 trackers on us.
So even if we occlude each other, sometimes there's still, multiple base stations getting data.
Laurel was showing sitting down. Go ahead and do that again. All right, sitting down, that's perfect. Other softwares, you have to tell them when you're sitting down and stuff with inertial base software. So what else can we see? Somebody was talking, oh, that was weird.
Oh, that just did something.
Yeah, we did something to my legs. But let me see, now that it's back. Let me try doing a little running, so people were saying, oh, what does it look like when you're running in place? Okay, it's sort of like that.
I mean, please, it looks bad, not because of the trackers, just because.
Yeah. All right, so sort of running in place. Jumping jacks.
So you have to face it, sort of face it. That's okay.
Okay. I don't know.
Yeah, and by the way, highly recommend foam mats on the floor. I know we picked probably the wrong color. We're going to try something different later, but as far as the moving and stuff, having that little bit of spring lets you do this a lot longer, a lot more comfortably.
That is pretty good.
Good investment. Also, block some of the draft that we get up through the old flooring.
Spinning? Can spin? I don't know. What else? That's pretty good. So anyway, hopefully I can stitch these 2 videos together and give you a good, nice video. And we wanted to show some of the stuff you could do with Manus. I have this screen recorded, so I'll put that in the video. Thank you for tuning in. And we will see you next week. We're glad to be back. And it's a lot of fun doing this. All right. Bye.